everybody, Brickhouse here. Madam Web. Well, looks like Marvel's Madam Web is not living up to expectations at the box office. Reports are suggesting that the film is set to lose over $100 million, making it a major disappointment for Sony and Marvel both. This news comes as a surprise to many, not a surprise to me or others in the YouTube sphere, as the film has had high hopes for success with a budget of now reportedly $100 million. Remember, it was initially reported the budget was $80 million, and they spent another $100 on marketing and advertising and so on and so forth. This is a staggering loss and a big blow to not only Marvel, but Sony, because Sony's trying to build a Spider-Verse without Spider-Man. Despite the star-studded cast and strong marketing campaign, audiences just don't seem to be interested in Madam Web's story, or at least not this version of Madam Web's story. The film's poor reception among critics and fans may have played a role in its box office failure. This is another setback for what's supposed to be a superhero film. It's a reminder that even the biggest studios are not immune to box office flops. It's a tough lesson for Marvel and Sony both, but hopefully they can bounce back from this disappointment. Maybe if they shelve superhero movies for about 5 to 10 years. Possibly. So what's going on with this whole Spider-Verse? Well, Madam Web has pretty much, I would say, ended any thoughts of a Spider-Verse being built in conjunction with Marvel. I mean, think about it. You had Venom in 2018. Then you had Venom Let There Be Carnage. Then you had Morbius. Now you've had Madam Web. You got Kraven the Hunter to be released later this year. You got Venom 3 to be released later this year. What's the one thing these movies all have in common? Well, there's supposed to be a Spider-Verse devoid of Spider-Man. Now, they tried to connect into the MCU with a post-credit scene for Spider-Man No Way Home that included Eddie Brock and Venom. And then at the end of Morbius, they tried to do a post-credit scene by including Vulture, from Spider-Man Homecoming. He was the big bad. And then you've had, outside of that, you've had Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, including a few references to Sony's Spider-Man universe. But here we go again with the freaking multiverse. We don't need a multiverse. Okay? Multiverses, we don't need them. But Madam Web, it is, in a 6-day weekend, drew a domestic box office of just over $26 million. Now, I wouldn't call it a 6-day holiday weekend. I mean, yeah, President's Day is a holiday, but it's not a holiday that people take the day off generally and decide to go to the movies for. And to call it a 6-day weekend, come on now. This movie is tracking less than Morbius as far as box office. And Morbius was bad. So, in this article here, as shared via THR, the idea seems to have been squandered by the failure of Madam Web. They're talking about a Spider-Verse. As noted by the publication, one theatrical chain executive emphasized how much money the newly released film is losing. On Wednesday night, you could actually watch advanced purchase sales declining in real time as buyers were refunding their tickets. It really says something when you'd rather have Shazam 2 numbers. Marked one of the lowest starts in Hollywood history for a film based on a Marvel character. Domestic box office for the first 6 days in North America was just $26.2 million after opening midweek on Valentine's Day. International tally $25.7 million from 61 markets. Even the fan-friendly cinema score grade was poor, C+, which is extremely low for a superhero title. We're not going to see another Madam Web movie for another decade plus. It failed. Sony tried to make a movie that was a different type of superhero movie. So while the current mood on the Sony lot is gloomy, according to another insider, the ultimate fate of the franchise likely depends on the success of Kraven the Hunter, which I'm not counting on nor banking on, and Venom 3. Venom 3 might do okay based on the first Venom movie and Venom Let There Be Carnage. It might do okay. It's not gonna, people aren't gonna bust down doors to go see it, but it might do decent. Otherwise, we could expect to see another major reworking from Sony. The studio already reworked their properties when Spider-Man 3 didn't go as expected, and again when The Amazing Spider-Man 2 didn't go as expected. History may be repeating itself once again, otherwise Madam Web is simply a large bump in Sony's path to success for their Spider-Man universe. Again, you can't build a Spider-Man universe without including Spider-Man. And I know they're loaning out Spider-Man to the MCU right now, and there's some, and I know that deal ended, but there's still some cooperation between Disney, Marvel, and Sony. So unless you're going to do a Spider-Verse movie and include Spider-Man in it, it's not going to draw. So that's all I got for you right now, folks. Madam Web, bad. Future Spider-Verse movies in doubt. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. While you're at it, please take the time to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. And I will see you later.